Well, Ruby, what is you doing?
Hey, wait, sorry, what are we sorry. What are we all supposed to
Fuck
be
it. This
doing?
is all gonna be part of it because what we want everybody to motherfucking do is smoke weed and watch Motherhood, Sex,
Sex
Marijuana.
marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We always in the motherfucking building. Season 7, legendary trends. We gonna be coming with some new shit and be in the building for all of it every Sunday on time. Cool.
I know I'm coming. They know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there. And they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly. 60.
Yes.
We always in the building.
We Yes, indeed. Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana in the building. Kai Storm in the building. This episode is brought to you by Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana rolling papers. Yes, you should get yours. Definitely get your rolling papers from us. Cash App us in order to get your rolling papers, and we'll send them out right away. All right. Now, on this episode, we're coming in the building with Bet the House podcast. Ruby should be in the building soon. I'm already here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Absolutely. Let's see how I'm looking good. All right. I'm looking all right. Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, rolling papers in the building. Let's bet the house in the building. Because she should be on her way. I talked to her, Timid, about an hour ago. She should be on her way. Let's get it. All right. What's good, fam?
What up? What up? What up?
All right, all right, all right. Got Bet the House podcast in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana podcast in the building. And Ruby Doll will be in the building soon. You know what I mean? She usually is the late one. It's all good because, of course, I'm here and I could get the show started. Of course, because it's Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building. Yes, with Bet the House podcast. Now it's been a while since the last time we spoke, and so we damn sure want to get into everything that's going on, any updates, anything that we damn sure need to be promoting for your future. But first, of course, let the people know who Bet the House podcast is.
I already know what it is. In case you don't know, I'm Big Smash, host of Bet the House podcast, Bet the House Media, whole bunch of other things. Uh, we go live just about every day now, so we doing different things. We picking it up. New episodes is on the way, getting ready for season 12. Um, which is everything is just that whole entire season is gonna just drop at one time. I'm not doing episodes every week. It's just gonna drop 13 episodes is gonna drop at one time. So we switching it up.
Oh wow. Okay, but before we go into that, we're gonna definitely let you know that Ruby Doll is in the building. How you doing, Queen? Looking good? What's good?
What's up, my beautiful queen? What is up, Smash? What's good? Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for the build, the continuous build, because it's not our first conversation now, is it? Right? And I just wanted to, you know what? I'm gonna start off by saying this. Smash, there are some times where I'm like, I don't agree with what the fuck he just said at all. Like, I feel like he's just,
That be the point.
What is that?
That be the point.
Exactly.
I don't want you to agree with me, but I want you to go away with thinking like he might have a point, but I don't agree with him. But he might have a
But you
point.
know what? We need that though. We
Yeah.
need that. And you know what? I feel like it's up to the viewership to find their own stance within, but know that there are different perspectives on any given subject. And so I really am glad I got that off my chest. I feel like, if y'all watch that Monique moment where she was talking to Uncle Shay,
Yeah.
did y'all watch that where she had to get off her chest where she felt a little type of way? Yeah, that was me doing this with you.
Yeah.
So
Right,
thank you.
right.
But see,
I just wanted to
if you got a bunch of people on here that just agree, then it's not much of a show. It's not much of a production, So,
yeah.
I always live by the motto: if I get on the mic, I don't like recording and podcasting if I can't say what's on my mind. If I gotta just be politically
Censor.
correct, then I don't want to do it. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? They tell us to be quiet enough. In the library, they tell us to be quiet. In school, they tell us to be quiet. In church, they tell us to be quiet. So when I do stuff like this with y'all, because I really don't be on other people's shows like that no more, because people don't promote their own stuff. And that's what irritates me. Like, don't have me come on your show and you're not I'm promoting your show harder than you. That's a problem. So
Okay.
this is probably
Shit,
like,
that ain't never happening around here.
yeah, this is probably like
I
my,
beg to differ. No, hold on, because now you are talking about what the things that I am, capable of and what I bring to the table. See,
yeah, yeah.
okay. Because
That's right,
one
Queen.
thing
I
Talk your
always
shit.
see
about
y'all promote though.
motherhood, sex, marijuana,
Yeah.
this shit is promoted on a
Yeah.
daily basis.
Y'all be
Oh, he
promoting
know
that
what it
phone.
This
is.
shit is
Y'all be
promoted,
promoting
and
at
then
6 o'clock in the
and
morning.
then you already know I got my own
Indeed.
Yeah.
show. You know what I'm saying? I got my
That's
own
right.
YouTube channel
That's
where
right.
literally it's on my unpopular opinions,
Yeah.
and the name of the game is I'm telling you how I feel about it,
Facts.
Word.
and then you could jump in the comments and be respectful.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you pass the disrespect line, that's when we make you disappear. We make you disappear.
Yeah. Listen, I don't pay attention to these people. I ain't paid attention to these people. I'ma do what I've been doing for the last 5 years. Like, you know, I podcast for me. Like, it's a
That's
it's a it's a vetting box for me. It's like, it's how I get my thoughts out to the world. If you sit here and pay attention to every troller, every person that's got a negative effect about what you're doing, you will never get your shit off the ground. You will never succeed because you're too busy worried about what everybody else thinks. So at the end of the day, I just tell everybody, just be great and just focus on you. Do you like it? Do you agree with it? Are you putting in the work? Do you feel satisfied? If the answer to that is no, then figure out what you got to do. But if it is, man, keep doing what you're doing. Elevate. It's always been my
right.
thing. Elevate.
I love it.
Man, listen, I damn sure agree with that. But you know what? I want to go back to something you was saying as Ruby was coming in, because
Mhm.
you was saying that you first of all, you're in your 12th season. Congratulations for that, definitely.
Yeah.
And 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 then on top of the fact, you were saying that you were gonna drop all 12 episodes in one shot. Are you doing that on YouTube?
All right. So what I'm working on now is I am actually just building my own little network, but my network is going to be on YouTube. And what it is I got a lot of different shows and things that I used to have everywhere, like on Instagram and shows here, debates and things like that. So I just said, screw all that. I'm just gonna put it in one spot. And it's gonna
Okay.
be like weekly content, and it's gonna be some daily content on there. And it's gonna be a bunch of different things. So to kick that off, we are doing Bet the House, but we're doing it like how they would do it, like on Netflix or something like that, with like 13 episodes just off top, boom, bam, bam. But they're not all gonna drop at once. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, but I know that you're gonna get maybe 6 and 6 and go from there. So I just wanted to do something different. I think I think honestly, like if you that's one of the reasons why I haven't really been dropping regular episodes. So to hold over from that, I do daily lives. I get on live for about an hour every day and pick different topics and pick different minds and things like that. So that'll keep the background because I do a lot. I ain't even gonna lie. I do a lot. And I had to take just a little time away to get my mind back focused because podcasting is draining. It'll drain the fuck out of you if you don't pace yourself. It will truly drain yourself. So
True
um
indeed.
I think after what I've learned after 12 seasons is you gotta allow yourself some type of breathing room. You can't just throw yourself and burn yourself out because when I first started getting up with people like you guys, I was recording every day. I was dropping episodes and recording every day and doing all this stuff, and I was burnt out. So now I'm in the mode to just pace myself. And
Boom.
since I ain't dropping weekly right now, it's building up the ammo. It's building up the war chest because you know I feel like I can drop it anytime because I don't get into trending topics too much. So when I do drop, it's gonna seem like it's relevant because I'm not gonna be talking about, Diddy and all that in when we come back in May, June. So it's like
Okay.
I'm a base my stuff. But with this, it's like a story. These episodes are connected to each other. They're telling a story. So I think that's just the way that I go because I plan my stuff out. Like, okay, this season we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But um, as always, I appreciate, like I was saying with you guys, y'all be up at 6 in the morning promoting. And it's crazy because I'm used to think that I was the one that be up that early, but because we're in this group chat together, so you guys be up. I be getting notifications from you guys at like 6 in the morning, so it feels good to know like that the
Okay.
hustlers never sleep. So shout out to y'all for what y'all do over here. I just want to tell y'all that, man. I know it's been a while since we linked up, but I never stop being a fan of what y'all do over here. So
Thank
anytime I see it
you.
down my timeline, I try to share it, things like that, because now uh I guess sharing is frowned upon nowadays because I don't see a lot of it no more. And it's like, why?
Mm.
Y'all base is not
No, I
everybody
think what
else
it
base.
is.
Go ahead.
No, I think what it is that what I'm saying. It's about how I guess it depends on how people feel on
Mm,
a particular day and time because there's times where I see content and I try to share it and based on their little protections on their page you can't really share it
yeah.
unless you do you just go ahead and screenshot and do things of that nature. But because I basically control my Instagram and as well as Motherhood Sex Marijuana Instagram, I'm able to switch up, and therefore sometimes if I'm following you on both pages, things could be different depending on where I'm at. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But and I try not to look at how if people are checking us out or what I mean, because at the end of the day the main place I want people to focus on when it comes to us as a podcast is our YouTube. You know what I mean? We
yeah.
definitely want the views. We definitely want the shares and the likes, and
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
shit. We even want to hear your comments, even if they a little bit
Yeah.
disrespectful. But they're gonna get deleted though. But we want to hear that shit. We want to see about that. You know what I mean? So so we can at least delete you. Acknowledge
Yeah.
you for a
Because
second, and then just you gone, you disappear.
I
You don't
tell, I
exist.
tell, I tell,
But yes.
I tell everybody on my YouTube, I be like, yo, y'all can leave all the comments. I respond to every last one of them. Like, I tell them all the time before they open up my YouTube, like, I'm going to respond because I want you to know
Oh
that your
yes.
your
I'm
comments
going to
matter.
respond.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Now
Stop playing with
you can come on here
me.
and talk
What?
crazy, But don't be surprised
Come
when I
over
talk
here,
back
talk
crazy.
too crazy. You're gonna get deleted. But before, because like even today, it's so funny how this conversation came up because even today,
Yeah.
me and Ruby, I was telling Ruby about I posted a particular video where
Mm,
a man is interviewing some women, white women,
mm,
and let's just point that out. But he was interviewing some white women who basically was saying that they smoked marijuana while they were pregnant, and government treated them some kind of way.
mm.
And here in Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, listen, we have encouraged smoking while pregnant because we've done it. We've known women
Okay.
who've done it, and we've been around many years with many
Injustice.
women who have done it, and nothing's wrong with their
Okay.
children. You know what I'm saying? So the what I mean, and I myself have never went through any kind of situation over my weed smoke with child protective services. Ruby has, but these women were also talking about shit like that, and there was this dude in a comment, and he's trying to say, and the way he's trying to make it sound like he was believing, that like he was
Mhm.
making it sound like we are drug addicts, like how the women were describing, like they
Yeah.
were made to feel like drug addicts, and he was trying to come off in the comments, and when I tell you, I was answering his ass, and at the same time, I told Ruby, I was like, yo, if he get too bright in these comments, he's about to
Right.
get blocked. Because he kept it. I mean, he was a little bit bright, but not too much. But I was literally telling Ruby, like, no, because Ruby brought him to our attention. So I was
Yeah.
literally telling Ruby, no, he is dangerously close to getting blocked.
Yeah.
Dangerous. I definitely about to. I'm hovering over the block. I'm hovering. No,
And I think
because you're
what people
playing with
don't
me.
realize is that yes, you are a consumer. You have a right to voice your opinion, but I also in return have a right to get you off my page. Therefore, I don't have to listen to your opinion. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, even when whether you're in music, whether you're in podcasting, the consumers are very fickle. They like what they like. And that's one thing I had to realize. Like, listen, everybody that ever sees you or hear you is not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? There are gonna be people out here that I don't really like what they doing over there. And okay, well, this isn't for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't value you as a person. It just means that in this space that I'm in, I make this for who like it. And it is what it is. If you don't like it,
Right.
there's a such thing as scroll, block, keep it going, keep it pushing. Why come back here? Because I get people that come back every weekend. Like, I'm gonna tell you, and this be the funniest thing, and this is how I know it's the same person. When I post my stuff on YouTube, right? I get one unlike on all my videos. Every last one of them. One unlike. I
That's
may
And
someone's
see,
get
that's a
energy.
person that
one
literally
unlike.
ain't got nothing but time to do fuckery.
Every last
No,
one.
I'm
And
trying to understand that your life is a
yeah,
waste. No, you are breathing for the wrong reason. No.
I can get 10 likes and then it'll be one like. And then now it'll be different if I was getting 7 or 8 dislikes. Then okay, I could see it. But if I get a video that's get a whole bunch of likes, like 20 likes, and it's just one unlike, oh no, it's the same person. And I can't wait to figure out who it is because it just don't make sense to me. Like, and it be positive, funny shit, and it be getting unliked. And I'm just like, nah, this ain't adding up.
Hater.
Yeah, this ain't
Mm-hmm.
adding up. This ain't
Mm-hmm.
It's
making
a
sense.
hater.
It's like when you
Unbusy
got
hate
when you
at
got
that.
when you
A
got 20
really
people
unbusy hate at that.
when you
I
got
mean,
20 people laughing on your post and then you got that one person that just like it. Come on, man.
but
You messing up
like,
the motion.
but you guys understand that there are people whose business it is to troll. Like they
No.
literally make a business of it. And so once I found that out, and that wasn't that long ago, that was, I would say, within some years. Okay. And I'm
Mm.
40 years old. So if I'm just finding that out, it's like, oh shit, I thought I didn't give a fuck before. Now I really don't give a fuck now.
I troll
Because
them back.
it's
I troll
Even
them back.
that's, hey, when you have time for it, why not? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
but my thing is, I just don't, okay? But I don't blame people who do. Just I just think it's sad, and I think that it just comes with the territory, right? It taking the good and the bad. So, Smash, I wanted to ask you, when's the last time you was in the studio creating a song?
Well, you know what? I haven't been in the studio in a minute because I was at one point working on the soundtrack for my podcast. And
Okay.
I am still in the developing stages of that. So but what I am doing now is I have uh this internship at this radio station out here where I'm at, KMOJ, and I'm
Shout
learning.
out KMOJ.
Oh wow,
So what
congratulations. Congratulations on
yeah.
that. Yes.
So what I'm doing now is I'm networking with a bunch of underground artists, and I'm hoping to
So
like put together a little soundtrack for my podcast that way. You know, cuz it's draining when you're trying to come up with songs and things yourself. And so now I feel like we can get a 2 for 1 in. Y'all can help me and I can help y'all and we can make something great out of it. So
that's
that's what
right.
I've been really doing with that. I just want to
That's
help
what's up.
people, man. But at the beginning of that though, you have to help yourself. Nobody's gonna walk up to
Work.
you and say, "Hey, here's $1 million. Thank you for being you." Nah, you gotta invest in yourself. And I think that's
Correct.
just what I be trying to do now is just invest in myself.
Correct.
And,
Now,
you know what?
question with regard.
And wait, hold on, Rue. And you know what? That's definitely is one of the things that's definitely important, along with what you were saying before about, you know, nobody should be promoting your business more than you. Like
Yeah.
the fact that it's a small business, it tells you in your own head that not a lot of people know about you. Therefore, you need to promote it in every kind of way, create different ways, even if it's just doing something like writing the podcast your podcast name on envelopes. Like that's one of the things I do. Like when somebody orders our MSN podcast rolling papers, I literally put the podcast name all over the damn
Yeah.
envelope, because I'm
Yeah.
saying the between my house and wherever the fuck is going, and shoo, a couple of post people, you can't tell me shit. You if you don't smoke weed, you probably eat edibles. I'm just saying. You could click like and go on the podcast. I'm just saying. So the name of the game is you supposed to be promoting your shit more than anybody, and you shouldn't even expect anybody else to promote it as hard as you.
Because your
You know what I
support
mean?
is
So
not gonna be your
that's important.
supporters are not gonna be people that you know though. It's gonna be people that don't know you
Exactly.
that's gonna support you more than
Real
people that
talk.
do know you. You know what I'm saying?
Real
Real
talk.
talk.
Some of my biggest supporters are people I've never met a day in my life. But they
Right.
share and they promote and you hear, oh well, yeah, such and such sent me over to your show. And I'll be like, oh, that's what's up. I didn't even know. So meanwhile, family and friends be around you every day and they don't too much get to supporting you until you make it. Now all of a sudden, they want to be around. They want to be in your corner. They
Mm.
want to be like, oh, I always believed in you. No, you didn't, because the simple shit you could have
Exactly.
did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could have shared my shit. You ain't you out here sharing Rick Ross shit, but you never share mine until we make it.
Right.
You know what I'm
And you know
saying?
what? The reason why I asked about the music too, Smash, the reason why I asked about the music is because, you're gonna, just like you love who you love, you're gonna
Yeah.
love what you love. And so being a
Right.
music creator, I feel like once you make a song, make something like that, you're always gonna make songs. You know what I'm saying? And whether you share it with other people, and your job to incorporate other talent only makes sense. It shows good leadership and a good sense of working smarter, not harder. And
Yeah.
also, I wanted to say, to that regard, consider, if you haven't already, live shows in which you could incorporate the podcast with the music, because that's definitely something MSM wants to do.
Yeah.
Kai will never admit this, but she's an MC. She also
Okay.
can rap. She probably
Okay,
can
okay.
sing. I just
See,
never heard her sing. She's
now
down
she,
low with it.
Okay.
I've been trying
she
to get her ass in
over
the
there being
studio.
my PR. She over there being my PR. You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And you know what?
But
Because I'm that type of friend that's gonna call you out on shit that I see. Like, hey, don't you like playing basketball? Don't you
yeah.
yeah, I know you have this nice fancy job and who gives a shit about that? That's for you. But it's like, don't you like doing this particular thing? And I think we should call each other out. Like, if y'all haven't seen me sharing some like nasty posts, then be like, is Ruby okay?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because we're
So,
supposed to know that Ruby's always horny. No, that's on the top of our list. No,
I
on the
dig it.
top. No priorities. No.
I
Okay.
dig it.
I'm the comedic relief in here.
For sure. For sure.
For sure, for sure.
so
No, but okay. So what is bet the house? Okay, so you're saying you want to drop? You're gonna drop these 12 episodes, 6 and 6, and they're gonna drop in May. So what are we gonna be getting out of those podcasts, or
All
is
right,
it a secret until
I
then?
think I just had to go back into, what we was originally based on, and that's just to bring some joy and laughter and enlightenment to the world. Everybody's so serious. So far we are just like I said, we telling a story. Everything is connected. Like it's a reality based type feel. Like I think you're gonna once you hear one, you're not gonna wanna wait until next week. And I think that was important with what we were doing. Like if we're doing it now, every episode has to connect to the point where you're gonna want this now. So uh I think it's like for me, it was just different because I don't do too much storytelling with my podcast, but I know that I can because I can write the hell out of a story. And I think, you know, um, I got a web series that I'm hoping to get started on probably before the end of the year's out. Because
Okay.
and really what it is my son got me back into that mode because he does plays and things at his school and he's like really, really talented with it.
so
So I think like um something about I wrote something and what it is it's not gonna start off with adults. It's gonna with the kids, it's gonna be a coming of age type of thing. So it's about my life, but it's gonna start off from adolescent on up. You know what I'm saying? Because I think what it is web series too much. They start from adult, and then after like one or two seasons, you really run out of steam on what to talk about. So if you start from the kids and you elevate
uh,
on up, you got a bunch of material to run with. So yeah, that's basically what it is, man. It's still fun. It's still gonna be comedy. It's still gonna be a bunch of off the wall comments from me. But I think for the most part, it's entertainment, and that's what we do this for. We entertain. So that's pretty much what it is. Bet the House started with just me saying anything that I said on the microphone. I knew there was a good chance that you know cancel culture back then was very real. So I just felt like, man, anytime I get on this microphone, I don't care. I leave nothing unturned. And if them people come looking for me, they just come looking for me. But um I bet everything that I have into my podcast, and it has costed me a lot, but it's also gained me a lot because
awesome.
the dream and the motivation is it. As long as you got motivation and you got a dream, man, the sky's the limit. And that's how I felt about it. Like, we gonna bet everything we have into this. We can't fail. If we fail,
That's
then
what's up.
what are we doing this for? If you got that mentality that
Exactly.
you're gonna fall, then you need to get out the game now. And I've been podcasting since 2018, and I've seen a bunch of dope podcasters come and go, come and go, come and go. So this here is just, you know, my story, but I feel like it's for everybody, because anybody that we're done after this next season, they're gonna look back and be like, you know what, this is relatable. Like, we're encouraging, we're
Mm-hmm.
promoting, and we're doing things that, you know, is gonna bring people together, not tear people apart. So that's pretty much what
Exactly.
next season is about: growth.
That's right.
Nice. And
That's
I
right.
love
That's why I'm
to hear
talking
that.
about.
I love to hear that, because the fact is that it's needed,
Yeah.
and based on the environment that we now live in. I mean, like you said, first things first, the whole thing of giving up, on your dream shouldn't even be on the, it shouldn't even be nowhere on your spectrum, because at the end of the day, that's how everybody else's dream started. It all began with, what I'm
Yep.
saying, somebody believing in something. You know what I mean? And like you said, your most supporters out there, it will be people that you ain't never heard of. One of the things we talk about on our podcast is, because I check our analytics all the time. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
amount of people watching is definitely not the amount of people subscribed. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely people watching. There's definitely somebody out there checking it out. So that, just that in itself, no, gives us feeling that yes, there's a step, and we making steps towards our goals and shit.
I got
And
a piece
and
of
and then
advice. I got a piece of advice for people though.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Stop worrying about the numbers and the analytics. Okay. Go like 3 or 4 episodes, because the thing is with me, and I learned this, I started paying attention to who was watching, and then it started feeling like that's what I'm making my show for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making it for, because I'm more worried about who's watching instead of actually putting out the best product I can possibly put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to use this term, but I'm gonna use this term. Uh Frank Lucas wasn't worried about who was doing what up the street. Why? Because he was too busy worried about his own product. And I think a lot of times people get lost in that,
Word.
because what I used to do was I would see achievements of other podcasts and I would get mad at myself. Not in a competition like I hate these motherfuckers kind of way, but it's like, yo, I'm not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do more. It's motivation, it's inspiration. So numbers and things like that, like, listen, the podcast game is so, it's so colluded with fake numbers nowadays. It just irritates my
Mm-hmm.
soul, man. Like, people buy numbers, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody does it, but it's a certain amount of people out here that buy numbers, and then it's like, okay, you got 500 500 likes but no comments, nobody's commenting. That's not really
Right.
building your growth. Like, these fake bots and stuff that people be buying, I'm like, yeah, it looks good on paper, but when you come to these big corporations, they gonna want to know who really doing what. And if they go by that and they're like, well, everybody's liking what you're doing, but who's commenting, who's reviewing, who's doing this, who's doing that. So don't get too lost up in your numbers. That's my advice for anybody that wants to pick up podcasts. And another thing, uh coming in through the door, you're not gonna make any money. Not on
Oh,
podcasts.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the
That's right.
things that we basically, what I mean, when we sit down and do our show, is basically because we love the conversation. We definitely love having the conversation and giving people that come on the time of day to have the conversation, because when we started this, the main thing we was talking about is just giving people a comforting space to discuss anything under the umbrella of motherhood, sex, or marijuana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the
100%.
day, just like the video I was talking about, like, there's motherfuckers that will sit and judge and think, automatically, because you smoke weed, you a drug addict, and it's still a drug.
Mhm.
Fam, weed was never a fucking drug. Heroin is a drug. Cocaine is a drug.
Facts.
Motherfucking, motherfucking. What? what's the other shit? Fentanyl. That's a fucking drug. Weed, no, weed is not a fucking drug. So therefore, you know what I mean? Our space is a comforting space to speak on that level and speak on whatever's going on in that situation. You know what I mean? To encourage people, and the main thing when I look at the numbers, I just look at the numbers because I want to see who really, you know what I'm saying, what it is, and that to me is encouraging. You know what I'm saying? To see that motherfuckers is watching. Ain't nobody hitting that, ain't hardly that many people hitting that subscribe button, but they watching though. You know what I mean? And either way, that's still, you know, is a positive on our side, on what we doing. And especially when we get, you know, the occasional DM that says, yo, we love what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. And it's like, we don't know you from Adam, but thank you for fucking watching. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we get shit like that all the time on some random anonymous shit. And it's like that all of that, you know, makes us want to continue doing this, never mind the fact that we love what the fuck we doing. You know what I mean? We definitely love what the fuck we doing. We definitely love what we represent, and no way, shape, or form, as this you know, this platform grow, do we plan on changing the platform or watering down the platform for a motherfucker at all. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, because people love how we do, we actually have gotten opportunities. That's how the rolling papers even came around, because you know what I'm saying, we was at an expo. Ruby started talking to Maggie at Snail Papers, and next thing you know, it was just like, okay, well, you know, we gonna sponsor y'all guys for a little while. And it's like, what? Yes, indeed. We, you know what I mean? And who could have told us that we would have, you know, made that connection just based on the fact that they see us, they see our grind, and the fact that they respect what the hell we represent in the first motherfucking place. So shit, that shit right there, you know what I mean? That's how we see, you know what I mean? That's really what we do with the numbers. We turn it into a positive because we know motherfuckers is watching.
Yeah.
Please keep watching.
And the idea, and it just go from there. Like, you got to keep feeding it. You got to keep feeding that idea.
Word.
A lot of people get complacent. Oh man, the idea is moving. All right, well, we good. We ain't got to do nothing. You got to keep feeding that idea. You got to keep putting into it. You got to put effort into it. You can't just get complacent and feel like, all right, cool, we did that. Nah, you got to keep going. You got to keep going.
Exactly.
Okay. Mr. Smash. Is Mrs. Smash still in the picture?
Yeah, she's still in the picture.
Okay.
Is she still part of the podcast? Like,
yeah.
Or
yeah, I think, but you know what? Right now, she's out of town. Like, the kids I got kids that are traveling football. So right now they're in West Virginia right now. So I've had the whole weekend to myself because I work weekends too. So that's why I couldn't make the travel. So this is probably the only thing that I've done this weekend, because other than that, I've been chilling and watching videos of them at the games.
Of course, you had the whole house to yourself. You was like, wow.
Yeah.
You was looking around like, wow, nobody's here.
But yeah, I think it's just important, man, for family. Like, if you know, and our bond is so dope, and I love that woman to death. And I think it's just, our bond is like really different the last couple of years because we've been married for 4 years. So it's different, but it's evolving, and these kids are evolving. And I'm just counting down to getting these kids about my house so I can start living, because I tell you, I've been raising kids since I was 20 years old. That is the name of the game.
Grow up and go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Grow up and go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Let's be at the same time. Let's be
Yeah, my youngest, by the time I turn 50, will be grown. So that is when I'm gonna start living. So I got about 12 more years of being a full-time parent. And then after that, y'all on. Don't granddad. No, can you watch the grandkids? No. Love them. They can Skype me, video, FaceTime me, all that, but no, nope.
That's what I love that. It's so, but one thing I wanted to commend you on is when I thought it was the cutest thing when you had done this apology, this public apology to your wife, because you had, you had done what you had done, whatever between you and her.
Yeah.
But I thought it was so strong of you.
Yeah.
And, I hope that other people were able to learn from it. So Kai, just to update you real quick, he had a podcast named The Name of His Wife, and he was pretty much giving his heartfelt feelings about this woman, where I was like, dang, okay, like that is some
But
special.
I think with just that, man, like society has like really made it rough for men to, they make it uncool for men to express themselves towards you ladies. You know what I'm saying? They make it uncool.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, you ain't supposed to, tell your lady you love them in public. You ain't supposed to do this. You ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to show affection. Blah blah blah. But it's like
that's bullshit.
That's what God placed them in front of us for. You know what I'm saying? Like you give other people opportunities to take what you have, and now you're sitting there because what I learned a long time ago, like I said, I've been married for 4 years. What I've learned about marriage is, and it took me the longest time to get this, like it's not about how you start. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? I used to think like you have a lot more leeway in relationships than you do in marriage, because marriage is, you already knew what you had to do in order to get to this point. Like you did it already, and my biggest mistake was I came into marriage thinking, oh man, it's going to be a breeze. We had already been together for a year, 2 years. So man, it was just going to be the same relationship. It wasn't going to be nothing different. Shit.
Right.
Marriage
Nah,
changed.
not at all. Not at
Marriage
all.
changed everything. And it was just like, for the first year or so, it took me a while. First year and a half, it took me a while to really, really get to marriage. And I had my ups and my downs and my falls with marriage. But I think what it took was to realize, look where you came from. You want to go back to that? Then you got to do what you're supposed to do in order to not go back to that. Because before I got married, I was in the streets. I was random women left and right. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I got 2 kids that are a month apart by 2 different women. So I remember the lonely nights and watching everybody live life and be all in love and have fun and take trips and do all that stuff. So I had to tell myself, I had to give myself a pep talk like, dog, you're going to end up going back to a life that you ain't ready to go back to. So you have to straighten up. And man, I tell you, like I said, this marriage it's not something that you just come in and feel like you got all the answers to, because I didn't and she didn't. But what it took was 2 people who I ain't got the answers, but let's find the answers though. Let's figure out what the answer is.
The
Let's get
key
cheat codes,
is that we together
tutors.
and we want to find out the answers together. We don't want to all of a sudden give up and say, fuck it.
So I think for me,
indeed.
I love being married, but I think like there were times that I didn't love being married, and it took me and her, it took strength, it took understanding, it took just a breath of fresh air to get back to that, because there were several times
It took growth.
There were several times
Definitely.
that we were getting ready to, just go ahead on and throw in the towel. And I think what it was is we just realized that we are way too important to each other to just throw in the towel, just just like that. So I think that's what we started focusing on. We put too much pressure on ourselves for marriage to be perfect, and it's never gonna be perfect. So I think we put too much pressure on it, like, yo, we're supposed to be this and this and this and this and this. And then it just came down to, all right, we put too much pressure on ourselves. Let's just take it a day at a time instead of trying to put a whole lifetime into a day. You know what I'm saying? Because people feel like, oh man, we got married on this day, so everything that's supposed to happen is supposed to start now. No,
Right.
that's just the
No,
beginning.
it's a process. It's a
Yeah.
definitely a fucking process. And and one thing I want to go back to is because or on a because first of all, I watch a lot of YouTube,
Mm,
and one of the things that was discussed like on this Jamaican YouTuber that I watched, he
mm,
was basically talking about, well, matter of fact, I said he, even though she really is a she that acts very much like a he. Anyway, girlfriend was up there saying, that men have a tendency to not want to want to show love to they homeboys or they best friends, you know what I'm saying, they dudes in their life, but you know what I'm saying,
yep.
but in the street, if you know what I'm saying, it's hard for them to want to show love to their chick, like, because there was a video that was going viral where, you know what I'm saying, this Jamaican dude, I think he's like a dance hall singer, and he's standing there with his chick,
Mm,
and they videotaping him.
mm,
And you know what I'm saying? And his chick wanted to get a kiss, and she put her lips up like this, and your man ignored her, like, you know what I'm saying, and just allowed her to kiss him on the cheek. And it was like, bruh, like, that's your girl. Like, you like pussy, right? Like, what? And that's your girl standing next to you. She's asking you for a kiss. You tell me you can't publicly kiss her? Like, you really, really just, you know what I'm
that's
saying? And then
that's society
and on
for
the
you.
other end, it's like
Yeah.
as a female, you saying to yourself, bruh, you really diss me like that in public in front of these cameras?
Yeah.
What's really
And
good?
and I never understood that shit though. Like,
I think I
honestly,
kind of can guess.
yeah.
It
Honestly,
would be. Oh, I'm sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was
Well,
just gonna say when I came up in the game, and my even now, like if she want to spend time, forget everything else that I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like hanging out with my boys. Don't get it twisted, but man, there's nothing like being at home with your lady. Like at the end of the day, if something was to happen to me, I know that she would have my back as opposed. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but I just know a woman's love is a little different. You know what I'm saying? My mom raised me.
Exactly.
So my mom raised me, and I know that she would drop everything and come quick for me. And that's how I feel about, my wife. Like, you're gonna drop everything and come quick for me. My boys, they got their own lives. They got things like that. So I would never, put any of my homies over my lady. Like, it's just I never understood the world, man. Like, again, it used to make it so uncool to show affection to your lady. Tell your lady how you feel about her. And you call your lady and call your homies and be like, man, you coming out tonight? Nah, man, I'm chilling with the lady tonight. Nah, man, you soft, man. Ooh, okay, that's cool, that's fine. But I figured out the ones that do that is because they don't have what you have, and they're I'm not gonna say jealous, but I am gonna say jealous of what you have, and any opportunity they can to throw a monkey and a wrench in that situation, they will. And them the people that I tend to get away from because they'll do
Word.
anything for you. I had a dude, and not to be long, but I had a dude, and I'll never forget it. Uh I had everything going for my life. I wasn't hanging out in the streets. I was a family man. I became a family man. And this dude made it his business to try his hardest to go in my wife inbox and, not try to holler at her, but kind of, man, you know what type of man he used to be. He still got that itch in him. He still, got that player in him. So just
Ooh,
be
child,
cautious.
now see that
Yeah,
some
just
snake
be
ass
cautious
shit
of that.
right
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
That is
So
just some dirty dog snake
I never
ass shit
understood it.
right there.
Like, I just never understood it. So I definitely just tell people, man, look, life is not promised. You gotta love the ones that love you right now, and you just gotta let everything else, let the haters take care of themselves, because giving them energy is taking away from energy you could be putting in something else. So I don't have time to go back and forth. Like, you know, I don't argue with people. I don't fight with people because again, it's all it takes is 10 seconds and your whole life changes. So
Real talk.
I rather come home to my kids and my lady every night than a cold jail cell. So I just go ahead on and let a lot of things roll off. But man, love women and fellas both need to take the time to just love each other. I hate the debates about men need women and women need men. Nah, we need each other. That's it.
No doubt. I was gonna ask you too, do you know who these three names are? Princella, the Queenmaker, Sheriff Seven, and Candace Owens. Do you know who they are?
I know who Candace Owens is. The other two know.
The other two, no, okay. Well, that defeats the purpose of the question then. I was gonna ask who you would have as a co-host out of those three, because I would say those other two ladies have very radical views when it comes to roles in terms of men, women, and what have you. And
Okay.
although, but anywho, excuse me, who would be an ideal um podcast partner as if you could choose a celebrity? I know you're not too big on celebrities, but if you could choose any celebrity living today, who would it be?
Idol. Uh, that's tough. I'm gonna go with uh because I like controversy and I just feel like it would be real controversial if I was to ever do something with this guy. I'm gonna go with Joe Buttons.
Nice.
I think it would be, you know, because I look at his show and I just be like, why are y'all not challenging nothing that this man is saying? Like, I would be one of the co-hosts that would definitely challenge a lot of stuff that Joe Budden says. So Joe Buttons for me would be it. Yeah.
That's a good choice. And actually I have a little beef with him, but I'm gonna keep my comments to the side because at the end of the day, Rory, and Maul probably go on vacations together, and I don't want to be mad at how he did them years ago. Okay.
You know,
No, but
we all hated how he did them. Like it's no factor into that. Like I just thought it was real corny
That's
myself.
a
So
really
I
good one.
agree with you. I'm rich.
and never mind the fact that at this point, you know, with the show he has now with them people that he's with on that show, because I don't really watch him. I'm assuming, you know, that they pipe up a little bit. Because I see little clips every now and then, but I don't watch a whole episode. But they pipe up a little bit, but they keep the piping up on the low because after all, that nigga's the boss. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna say a little something, but I'm gonna keep it, you know, I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it cute. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it cute. But me, I can tell you, if it was me, and I had, I mean, shit, I love what me and you do, Ruby. You obviously
Oh
know,
yes,
and
of course.
of course, I got my own channel. But if we could invite somebody right now, I would invite Jaguar Wright. I would
Ooh,
invite Jaguar Wright because I want.
I
Because
like
girl,
that.
I just want her. I just want to pass her the L and just talk, girl. Just not because we want to hear we want to hear everything that you said or over again, and you know you happen to be right about a lot of shit. No, not because of that, but just because she was like one of the things I heard her say in her last interview was that she was viral before viral was viral, and that to me is big time because that to me is history. Because I myself, as an almost 52-year-old person, I knew rap when rap was fucking just when it was just, you know what I'm saying, a couple of people on the East Coast, and it just kind of traveled to other places. Okay, I grew up in the days where house parties was safe. You know what I'm saying? Where you ain't even had to know the person throwing the party, but you in the party chilling and you ain't worried about nothing. Block parties was the shit. Like so to me, I know that she grew up in that same era, and the history that she could spit. Oh, never mind the history that she been already spitting. I mean, that right there, I would want to fuck with that. I would want to have at least 2 episodes with her. Just
sure.
letting her just tell me about the '90s, motherfucker. Just tell me about everything in the '90s, motherfucker. That's all I want to hear about the '90s. Fuck what's going on now. Fuck all of that, because we already know you right. Just talk to me about the '90s. That ass.
She's a walking encyclopedia. Not to mention, I just want to hear her sing.
Exactly.
Like, after you do your point, can you just sing a couple things and then rap a little bit? Because I know she raps too. Dude, if I had to pick somebody, I would say
All
Cat
that
Williams.
word.
Yeah, if we could have Cat
Ooh,
Williams
that
on board. Like, I don't want to hear no
too.
celebrity shit. At the end of the day, I don't want to diss nobody.
Right.
I want to hear the intellect that he
About him.
has and the wealth
Mhm.
of knowledge. If you read
Word.
a certain amount of books and you continuously read a certain amount of books, I would rather hear about that knowledge gain and how you really got through your dark times. Like, how did you do that? Like, what did it take
Word.
with those deep falls that you made? Because you took some hefty losses. You know what I mean? So that would be an interesting
Word.
concept. I
Yeah.
think, yeah. Do you have any questions for us, like in terms of like, do you have any sisters by chance?
I got three sisters.
Okay. And is your relationship where you can talk to them about anything, pretty much?
Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, I think that's important, man. Like, you know, um my oldest brother got gunned down when he was 16. And I spent the rest of I was 6 at the time. I spent the rest of my life
Oh, wow.
making sure,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, I spent the rest of my life making sure we were all on the same page. My other oldest brother, and then my 3 sisters. Like, I had to make sure like we were all on the same page growing up, and that was important to us. That's what really has kept us together. I'm not gonna say we never got into it or nothing like that, but I think for the most part we knew what family was because of that. So I hate that you have to go through tragedy to pull people together, but sometimes that might be the best thing, and it works out because
You
you know
you
what you
Word
know
up.
what?
yeah.
I definitely, and that's always said, especially amongst the black community, that what I mean, funerals and shit like that is what sometimes brings family together, and it's like it shouldn't be that way, but you know what I mean. At the same time, you can't control relationships, and certain and it's funny that sometimes the people that you got to cut off in your life in order to move and improve, it sometimes has to be family. But yeah, and just like you said, there's sometimes where something tragic happens, and then all of a sudden everybody is more appreciative of this one life that we have. You know what I mean? Word.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so thank you for being so vulnerable. There's definitely an energy of like growth. I would just say with all of us from the last time we talked, because I was in a whole relationship with 6 kids at the time in a whole different state. And
Okay.
now, things have changed, and let's just say they've completely different. And I'm just grateful for, those experiences. What would be a gem that you would give your sister? Maybe that's going through a really hard time inside where she doesn't have a support system. Maybe she lives far away from you and she's a single mother who just feels like she just can't get it together. What would you say to her?
I would honestly say keep going. You know, if you feel
Word.
like you have hit the bottom, then guess what? The only way to go from there is up. So keep going. Push yourself. Um, you didn't get this far just to, stay down. I think sometimes life has a real funny way of kicking our ass, but sometimes we got to kick back. And
Mm-hmm.
don't just lay down and just take it. Sometimes you got to fight back. Even if you know it takes all your energy, I feel like this. Pride is only gonna get you so far. It's okay to swallow your pride and like, man, I need help. I need help. And there are times where we are too big to ask for help, and because of pride. So you can lose a lot of things because of pride, but I've never seen anybody lose from just saying, hey, I really need help, you know.
Word.
And so keep going. Keep going, man. Man, listen, I've been on this earth 37 years and I've learned the one real thing that we can't get back is time. Everything else, we can get it back. We
Mm-hmm.
can make it better. We can't
Word.
get time back. What happened, happened. And, now you got to just focus on being better, And if you have kids, you're single, you got kids, do it for your kids. Your kids need you. Don't worry about what the world needs or what the world wants. You got them set of eyeballs. That's what has gotten me through a lot of my days because anytime I feel like I want to quit or I want to give up or I don't want to do this, anything, didn't matter what it was, podcasting, marriage,
Mm-hmm.
friendships, it didn't matter. What mattered was I got kids that need me at my best. And I think that's the point of it now is I'd rather be at my best. And if I'm not at my best, then I need to figure out how to get back to being at my best because just being down and out ain't gonna cut it. The kids, you can't tell the kids, hey, I can't feed y'all today because I'm down and out. Hey, you can't tell your job, hey, I'm not coming in today because I'm down and out. Nah, you still gotta keep
Word.
going. Gotta keep going. So that's it for me.
Thank
And
you.
that's the point that you gotta you like you said, that's what you're showing your kids. And that's the example that you're leaving for your kids, that you're making them, visually see that regardless of what happens, I find a way to keep going. Like I find a way to make sure you good. I find a way to make sure we good. So when you grow up, this is exactly what this is the lesson you need to continue and learn and move on with your life. You definitely can't just give up and say fuck it. Like in when it comes to you know taking care of yourself and going for whatever you do creatively, you absolutely give
Yeah.
up is not supposed to be part of the equation, the conversation, and none of that
Yeah.
bullshit. You know what I mean? Because you already seen the example of me continuing. So no matter what happened, and that's what I need you to do. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Definitely.
Absolutely. Those are pearls of
Right.
wisdom that
And
people need to hear. Absolutely. I'm sorry, go ahead, Queen.
no, I was gonna say definitely. One of the things I want people to know that Bet the House podcast is definitely a podcast on YouTube. You should
Boom.
definitely like and subscribe. Of course, we'll make sure
That's
and drop
right.
their information on Instagram and YouTube and websites. All of that it will be dropped as soon as this video drops. This is episode 13, either 13 or 14. The clouds be clouding, so I can't. But either way, that's
For sure.
that's one of those numbers is your number. And of course, as soon as it drops on YouTube, we'll make sure and email you the link and
For sure.
tag you in the link on YouTube so you'll know exactly when it drops and whatnot. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
I have
Of
one more
course,
question for
but if
Smash, though. I have a question
that
for
too,
you.
and I wanted to make sure, like, give you I'm saying, I also want to make sure and let you know, yes, definitely tell people if there's anything else coming up down the pipeline that you definitely want people to know and be aware of and be in the building for.
Please
Okay.
do. But before that, like Smash, when it comes to men who enjoy their ass area played with, do you think that the societal stigma on that really prohibits men from diving into that curiosity?
Yeah, I do. And but my thing is this: you got to do what makes you feel comfortable. There's nobody else out here is laying in the bed with you. There's nobody,
Come on, feeling that
you
orgasm.
you gotta do what makes you comfortable. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But if it is your thing, it's your thing. Who cares what anybody else has to say? Like, you got to think about it. Everybody is more open in 2023 and 2024. Everybody's open. They're putting themselves out there and they don't care who feels what about it, because at the end of the day, they have figured it out. This is my life. I make my choices, and what I like is what I like. And me personally, I don't feel no way about it because I don't lay down with you. So have a ball, have at it. But society definitely played a
Word.
part in that. I remember back in the
It's still
day.
playing a part in that. It's still playing a part in that. Like there's
Yeah.
still parts of all over the world that's trying to put laws against being a homosexual or being bisexual, and you know what I'm saying. And actual countries that's like trying to like give people death threats and shit like that. And it's like, yo, at the end of the day, whatever people doing in their bedroom is whatever they doing in their bedroom. Mind your business. What happened? What happened?
Right.
What happened?
But sometimes
Mind your
people
business.
don't even admit to themselves what they like. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level of delusion. Like it's one thing to judge somebody, but it's also another thing to deprive yourself off of what you think other people that aren't even there think. In the same token, but I think that you'd be surprised. And so lately, a lot of men have actually been, I don't know if coming out is the word, or expressing their fluidity.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel very grateful to know that they are indeed in a safe space. I will never ever tell on what someone's business is. But at the same time, it's like I feel
Yeah.
a sense of like, I'm happy for them for even admitting it to themselves. Like, you don't need to go to a fucking parade, you know, so you don't need to wear no colors to do what you want. As long as you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, I am still a phenomenal person. I'm still responsible. I'm still taking care of all these kids and all these baby mamas, their baby daddies, whatever, because that's what our life is on the day to day, right? So I just feel I really commend these gentlemen that have had the strength. And women, we need to, I would say we need to practice more earth-like qualities. Earth-like meaning where people can literally grow, did regardless of our expectation. You know what I'm saying? I used to be very immature when I thought about another man with another man. Not like I was hating on them or thinking that they was wrong, but it wasn't attractive to me. Whereas now it's like, oh no, I get it. In fact, we can party. You know what I'm saying? We could do this. You know.
Yeah, I gotta remember
So
back in the day that they
mhm.
had eating pussy was being frowned upon. There was no dude out
I
Lord
here.
have
mean,
mercy.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
there was
Like
no dude
there
out
was a
here
point in
admitting
time
that
where
he.
everything was nasty, and
Yep.
now it's like, look how people are
Yeah.
well educated about every piece of area down there where to
Yeah.
lick and where to suck. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's on. You know what I mean? It's definitely there's people trying to teach classes and all kind of
Yeah.
foolishness. I mean, listen, we have grown past that. We have definitely have moved on past that, yet
Come
there are
on.
still certain parts of the world where that all of that is frowned upon, and it's in actual fucking law books, and somebody trying to persecute somebody for whatever and whatever.
Hmm.
And I feel like, even though yes, in America we don't have that going on, but at the same time I feel like the goal of of this of this matrix is to keep you sad, is to make you depressed, to
Don't
not,
let it.
you know what I'm saying, to make you think you by yourself in this, to to continuously doubt yourself. You know what I mean? For us women especially, it's like, yo, do something about your body, do something about this. You got to compete with this girl and that girl, and
No,
as
you
you get
don't.
older, nobody cares to. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, like one of the things that we definitely gotta keep putting out in this matrix is like, girl, love yourself. Just, the stretch marks are part of your beauty. Like good pum pum have on in. Like, wait a minute. Like, let's
see this beautiful
let's
regal
let's
nose
let's
that they cut off of
like, let's
the
like,
Egyptian
let's love each other as
statues.
exactly. Let's each other exactly how we look. The double chin is part of the game. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
Like, you know what I mean? And I think it's like the whole of our society is trying to, especially with the clickbait, internet. Like the internet has great um things that happens, but also it's also trying to make us feel like we got to look like some kind of perfect bitches, and try to do Instagram model bullshit. And it's like, no, girl, I'm good. I use the filters every now and then just to be funny, but I don't really need them. I mean, I'm not dependent on them. You know what I mean? And it's like, so the name of the game is really to fight against all that on a regular fucking basis, while encouraging yourself to keep going within your dreams, and also making sure that everybody around you, like the kids, seeing that none of that bullshit that the society is pushing out is real. What the fuck? Or what the main foundations that I have built up for you, and in your mind to feel about yourself, that's fucking real.
That's right. And I want to play a game with you guys real quick. You guys are attached, and I'm single, so we're gonna play. You guys have to tell me one thing that y'all miss about being single, and I'll tell you one thing I miss about having a relationship.
It's about being single. No, sir.
Hey, you gotta play a game, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's about being single.
Yeah.
No.
There's pros and cons on every level.
I'll tell you what it is for me, is having my own space.
Okay.
Like having my own space with being.
And see, for me, it's hard to even say that, because I mean, I've had a kid since 1997, so I've always had children. So really, for me, it would be strange to not have to be around them and not have no children.
Send them off to their room.
Like, where the fuck they at? Okay. Where they go?
It's easy to send them off to their room or about their day or whatever the case is. When you're married or you're dating someone serious, there is no space. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's more, everything is together. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I had to miss anything, it would be that, because I feel like everything else in a marriage I could do that I would do single, because I really wouldn't be doing too much of nothing. So I think that would be the only thing for me, was just having my own whole bed to myself. Just things like that, simple things, like, so all the food basically to myself, things like that. Now it's like, you got to do it for the family. So that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. Queen, what about you?
I feel you. Shit, like I said, I mean, I don't even understand that, because it's like I said, I've had a child with me since 1997. I'm looking around like, what the hell? I ain't never been. What?
Yeah.
Like, nah. Okay. There's nothing to miss. There's absolutely nothing to miss, because I mean, shit. I think matter of fact, I think the only time I ever really spent alone, kind of, was really when Africa was the only child, and Africa spent a lot of time with my mother in Panama. But even then, it was like, shit, I would get calls about behavior, and I'd be like, but she there with you. What you calling me for?
Yeah.
Like,
it ain't much.
Fuck you calling me for?
not much you can
supposed to do on the
defend.
phone?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do on the phone, girl? Like, handle that. Handle that is what I'm gonna tell you. Handle that. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
As
shit, yo,
far as like
it was this. I definitely think this hit to the. Oh, go ahead.
what I miss about a relationship is that in the morning, slide the drawers off, stick it in. No, don't
For
need to
sure.
brush the teeth. You don't kiss me. Don't say shit to me. Just stick it the fuck in because you know that pussy's
Like, yeah.
been marinating that night.
For sure.
You know that's good. This is good. Okay. And so that's damn, I miss that shit. That's the only thing I really miss. I love not having to cook for nobody except for my kids, but it's okay. They eat what I eat. If we're having steak or whatever, I don't really eat steak. But if we're having I don't know, what do I feel like? Thai food. We're eating Thai food. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right,
If I want
right.
you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, I love this time because I used to just jump in relationship after relationship or just have like a lot of overlapping ones to where I was never really lonely. But the only reason why I felt like I need to draw back is because the return. Anyone who knows good business knows there has to be a return or else you closing the doors on that motherfucker. So it's like, okay, it's not like I expect anyone to pay for my livelihood, but I pay for my livelihood, so it doesn't mean that I'm not paying for your livelihood type shit, right? If I wanted another kid, I would go to the welfare office down there where CPS has all the other kids at. You know what I'm saying? Sign up for some shit. So it's just like, let's just be real. And like I said, the stock on this is going up. Okay. So I just want to thank you, Smash, for your vulnerability.
Sure.
Do you have anything else that you like to add to this conversation?
Nah, I think it was everything that was said for me. Appreciate
All
y'all
right.
for letting me
We
come through.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you
Oh,
too. Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
Shit. You know what I mean? We definitely you know what I mean? We definitely appreciate you coming through and shit. As like we always tell you, you know what I mean? Anything popping off in your section, anything on that, you need promotion on, you know what I mean? You could definitely holler at us. We definitely will promote whatever's going on with your business.
Appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Boom,
And
boom.
shit. And you know what I mean? And of course, in future seasons, because there definitely will be future seasons. Matter of fact, one of the things Motherhood Sex Marijuana is working on is live shows. So shit,
Come on
you know
now.
what I mean? So definitely be in, you know what I mean,
Hell
be in the
yeah.
building for that. And we glad that, you know what I mean, you got time for us. Definitely shout out Wifey.
Always.
Last time you was on the show, she was here. We got to talk to her a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let her know
We're
we said
fine.
hello, and and shit, and a happy Mother's Day in advance, because Mother's Day is
Happy
coming
Mother's
up
Day.
For sure. Likewise.
in a few. You know what I mean? It just makes sense to shout out her for you know what I mean in
For sure.
advance and all that. So Ruby, shit, as always, you know what I mean. We do legendary things on this podcast.
Damn
Legendary things.
yeah.
You feel me?
And shout out to Big Smash.
You
I
know
hope
what
to
I
see you
mean?
rocking the mic with your MC skills very soon. Much love to you, brother. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah. Do you want to say it with us?
Definitely. And then on that, Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building.
For sure. For sure.
Bet the house.
For sure. We're Bet the House Podcast. All right, y'all. Good night. Let's get this one ended here.